Hey guys, it's Daphne. Today I'm here at day 2 of Orlando Warped Tour with the one and only.
I'm Lucas from Holding Absence, yeah.
One of my favorite bands who absolutely killed it today. Feeling after that set?
Amazing, yeah. I think being British, I think Warped Tour is a dream for everyone, but it's slightly more achievable to American bands, you know. I grew up and I don't think many, if any, British bands ever played Warped, you know. It was such an American thing, so for us it was like dream, like to the maximum dream come true, yeah.
Any song you were most excited to play for the Warped Tour crowd today?
You know, we've got a song called Afterlife and everybody loves that, and I think even though I find such joy in all of our songs in different ways, like Afterlife is kind of the song that pushes the crowd the furthest, you know, it's the one that gets the most people off their feet, so you know, when I picture a show, it's usually that song which is kind of the pinnacle, I guess, but you know, we're in a space now where we're kind of playing a greatest hits set. You know, it's only 30 minutes and we have 3 albums, you know, so it's like we have to play the home runs, you know, and yeah, and it went down really well. So
I was in that crowd and I absolutely lost it when you played Like a Shadow.
Oh yeah, cool.
One of my absolute favorites. What was the inspiration behind that? Is there anything that fans would be surprised to hear about that song?
That's a really good question, yeah. Actually, vividly, the inspiration for that song was an Alexis on Fire song called Young Cardinals. And it was like, the idea was like, it's a very punk beat, and then the chorus is epic, you know, because I know it sounds silly, the music lingo, but it's like, because it's so fast, when the chorus comes in, it's like epic, you know, and that was, yeah, so that vividly, I remember, was the inspiration for Like a Shadow, and it evolved, you know, you wouldn't really recognize it as an Alexis on Fire song by any means, but yeah, one of the few songs I know the inspiration for was...
Warped Tour is all about collaboration. Yeah. Here it's kind of like a family reunion. Were there any bands that you wish you had the chance to see at Warped Tour from previous years?
Yeah, that's a good question, and it's almost such a good question, it's impossible to answer, because every band I've ever loved has played Warped, you know? So I will say, like, I think for me, the thing that I love about Warped is that it's an ever-growing sort of, it's an ever-growing display of the scene that we live in, and I love the fact that, like, so many bands are watching, like, I saw The Devil Wears Prada play last night, and I love them so much. I saw them play to, like, 300 people in Wales when I was younger, and then I watched them play to this huge crowd, and it was so inspiring. But then at the same time, it's still, like, this festival still champions young upcoming bands, you know? So managed to watch Boundaries, who obviously helped us out of a pickle in When We Were Young Festival.
One of my favorites.
They're amazing. They were so good, and it's like, that is what, it sounds silly, but like, to watch Boundaries and to watch Prada, I literally watched half, they actually clashed, so I watched half of each set, and it was proof to me that, like, this is so important, because a band like Boundaries will someday play the show that Devil Wears Prada played last night, you know what I mean? But you've just got to put the time in. Warped will always be here, and even if Warped isn't here, like, the spirit of Warped will always be here, and it's up to bands like us, like Boundaries, like the many wonderful bands that are playing this weekend, it's up to us to work our asses off to someday play those bigger stages, you know what I mean? And it's great that we're enabled like that, you know? So
I love that. Collaborations you have in mind, maybe a dream collaboration?
I mean, it's tough. Once again, you know, there's so many bands that I love, and I'll be honest as well, there's a lot of bands that we're, like, very good friends with who are amazing. Like, I think one of my closest friends in this scene, I'm really good friends with Sleep Token, and I'm really good friends with Loathe, and I'm really good friends with so many amazing bands in this space. But, like, you know, it's so many moving parts, you know. It's like these sort of collabs don't really get the chance to happen. And I think one thing that we have done in the past I'm so proud of is we've done split EPs, you know. In the past we did a split EP with Loathe, so 2 songs from each band on that, and then we did a split with Alpha Wolf quite recently, and which was even cooler because it was 2 songs each and a feature on each track, you know. So for me, like, I think that is kind of the bar in regards to collaboration, and unless we're going to do a sort of deluxe edition where we get 1 million features on, and you know, I want it to be something really special and really pedigree, and I think we've set the bar too high now to just do a random song. It's got to be a really special one, you know. So
it's that every song you guys put out is amazing. Warped Tour is very much known for giving a lot of opportunities to local bands, most of, like, the local scenes here. They're from Cardiff, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
How was the local scene there?
For sure, I think that a local scene can exist anywhere. when you really boil it down, it's just a young group of people who have a mutual interest, and you know, it's the same. It sounds silly, but it's the same as having, you know, this is dumb, but if you like competitive Pokemon cards, right? All you need is 10 kids and a shop, and every weekend it'll be busy. Every weekend it'll be fun, and it's the exact same with so many hobbies, you know. And I think for us it wasn't a given that, because we're not even from just Cardiff, which is the capital of Wales. We're from a town outside of Cardiff, so there was a local venue, and we used to book these shows ourselves, and we would pull 100 kids every weekend, and it was like really, really special. So I will always be so grateful that I'm from a place like that, because it wasn't just that we had a local scene, we made a local scene. And I'm so proud of that, and I look back so fondly on those memories, and I always like look out at those crowds and I think to myself, like, this started in the green rooms in Treforest, Pontypridd in South Wales, you know what I mean? We've come so far, you know.
It's beautiful to see it come full circle. I feel like you can't even describe those type of moments.
No, you're right. I will say, like, this is technically like the last show of this album cycle as far as it goes, you know what I mean? Like, so in theory maybe something's coming, but it depends how long you've got to wait. It depends what you're waiting for, you know what I mean? But we've been cooking, and we love our band so much, and we love our fans so much, so a big part of it for us was we didn't want it to feel like a conveyor belt. We did an album every year for 2 years on the dot. We released a song every calendar year since our inception. Last year / this year, I guess, you know, it's nearly the end of the year now. First time we've ever gone a calendar year without releasing music. And we did that on purpose, because, like, you eat, you know, the best food of all time every meal, you forget how good it is. And I think for us, we kind of wanted to make a little bit of space from us and our fan base in a really healthy way, because we want what's coming next to feel amazing. So, yeah.
Are you an anime fan?
Yeah.
And it was your top 3.
My top 3? Oh, it's tough, because it's like, are we talking like films, or
current favorite? Okay. And then we'll do like maybe like the first one you got into.
Okay. Yes. I'll say my current favorites, the ones that I'm like obsessed with. I love Spy Family. I love Dan Da Dan. I think Dan Da Dan's amazing. Have you seen any of these?
So I am not too much of an anime. I'm just now getting into it. My favorite that I've only seen is Parasite, the 90s one.
Yeah. I love that.
Obsessed with it. Yeah. 7 Deadly Sins. And then my favorite is Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man's amazing. I just saw the film. Yeah. Have you seen the film?
I haven't seen
Dude,
it yet.
It's amazing. You've got to see it.
I'm still trying to finish it.
Yeah. Oh, I see. You need to catch up. I would tell you, like, if you're getting into newer stuff, there's an anime called Dan Da Dan, and it's amazing. And then Spy Family is like slice of life. It's about like this cute girl who can read minds. It's really cute, so cute. And then as far as classics go, it's kind of like, for me, I think like Neon Genesis. I love Akira. I love Ghost in the Shell. Like, I love that era, Cowboy Bebop. But I'm a huge fan of My Hero Academia, and I love Attack on Titan as well. So those are kind of like my modern goats, I guess. So about this stuff, yeah.
You draw any inspiration from anime?
Ooh, amazing question. I have a Shoto Todoroki leg tattoo. Shoto's my goat, but there's so many amazing characters in all these. But as for inspiration, I'm definitely looking into those spaces more for like storytelling, you know, because at the end of the day, when I write lyrics, I am telling a story, and I think I'm taking inspiration from fiction a lot more. It's maybe not just anime, but it's stuff like comics. I read so many comics, and like there's a guy called Jonathan Hickman who is just paints a world every page, and for me it's like, how do I make the listener feel as enveloped in my music as I feel in his comics, you know? So I got a million answers for that question, but I'm definitely looking for different sources of inspiration now, especially as I get older and I've written a million songs already, you know, so. What
would you say is your favorite song from your catalog? I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you mine is Wilt.
Okay.
I've listened to that an unhealthy amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, Wilt's amazing. I very much love Wilt. I think Angel in the Marble is a real special song. It felt like, to me, that felt like my pinnacle as a songwriter. Just the lyrics and the story. And I think like I built up such a narrative in my mind that when I put pen to paper, it was just so natural. Sometimes when you write lyrics, you feel almost like you're forcing yourself to fit a narrative. Where it was like Angel in the Marble, this idea of this kintsugi kind of sculpture, you know, and you've got to break a sculpture to find something beautiful within it. Because of the album, I was so locked into that idea. It was such a natural song for me. I think that was personally some of my lyrical best. So I'd probably say that. If you like those songs, they're the long ones, the emotional ones. Like, we have a song called Penance, which was the first song I ever wrote for Hold in Absence, and that's a 6-minute song, and I think that's one of really, really like a beautiful song as well. So I always tell people, like, if you like our band, I'm sure you like the singles, but like, get in the deep end, you know what I mean?
The deep cuts are always the first place to look. A lot of the bands on the lineup have released new music. There's been a lot of really good metal, hard rock coming out this year. Is there any recent favorites?
I have to say Julia Wolf is my goat. She's been, that album is amazing. And like, I'm intrigued to see what happens next, because not that I am a doubter in any way, but it's like, that album feels like a miracle. Like, it's so good. So I'm like, what the hell do you do then? Like, what now? Like, I've seen her today, so I'm very excited for that. So I would say her, but I'd also give shout-outs, like, I think Prada's new album's amazing. I think Dayseeker's new album's amazing. I think Casket's new album's amazing. And of course, like, Sleep Token's new album is so good. It is, yeah. And I think, I love those guys. They're really good friends of mine, but it's like, I was ready to be like, you know, when does it stop? Like, how can you keep writing such good music? And I actually think some of their best songs are on that new album, which is a huge compliment. So.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today.
Thank you for sticking by us. There's a lot to look forward to, and I'm more impatient than you guys are. So I hope you know I miss Hold in Absence more than you guys do. You know what I mean? So we'll be back soon. And thank you so much.